In this video, we will be discussing about Marshall diesel engine. It is one of the oldest engine available. This one itself more than 75 years old, this particular Marshall engine. For start, its ultimate basic, we have to look into this kind of engine, how the evolution is started. So some of the technical details I will say. The BHP maximum brake horsepower this engine is having is 23 and maximum RPM is 340. The piston diameter, whatever in the inside this engine is 90 centimeter, stroke length 40.6 centimeter, and these are the basic things about this engine. This is a single cylinder engine, so I will introduce to you the different components of the engine. Okay, so here is the piston assembly. What happens inside? It is inside. Piston is here, and the connecting rod and crankshaft is over here. We can see the crankshaft drive is taken through this place. This wheel we can get the drive. Okay, so for starting, we have to crank this particular system. So for cranking, there is a cranking shaft will be coming, but 4 to 5 people is required to start this engine. As you can see, the size of the engine is quite big, so that much power is required for initial starting. So when we start the engine, we have to, one more thing we have to take care, that is called the decompression lever. So the purpose of decompression lever is that when we engage the decompression lever, then only we can rotate this crankshaft. The problem is because when we engage the decompression lever, the exhaust valve is partially open, so there is no compression happening. So we can easily rotate the crankshaft, thus we can start the engine. If it is not engaged, the compression will be quite more and it is not easy to start the engine. So that is, after we starting, we have to come here. Okay, let's see what are the components over here. Okay, from the fuel system we can explain. This is the fuel tank is placed over a height. This is a gravity type feeding system, because due to gravity fuel automatically goes to there. Here is a durator is provided for measuring the quantity, how much quantity we are using, for calculating the mileage and all. We will be using this. So we can see the fuel is coming to this place. This is called the fuel filter. Okay, from the fuel filter, what happens? The fuel is drawn to the pump. This is a fuel pump. So from the pump, the fuel, the pump pressurized fuel is going to the injector. Here is the fuel injector is placed here. Okay, so when the high compression ratio is there, fuel injects with the compressed air will be separately coming. The burning will be happening here. So this is the injector, and this is the air filter. To filter the air without contamination, now we have to supply. This is a quite old type filter, so that's why it's looking like this. And this is the valve mechanism is here, like intake and exhaust valve, and that is operated through this mechanism. This is the push rod. In normal engine, we can see the push rod, tappet assembly. There is no tappet assembly and all here. An eccentric system, through an eccentric system it is operating. So this is push rod. Just to understand, this is the push rod, and this is, we will be using this engine water cooling system we are using. So inside there will be water jackets. Water is circulated, and after the cooling the engine, the water will be again circulated to the sump. Through a gravity system is again the cycle is repeated. And important thing is the exhaust gas. After the combustion, the exhaust gases are coming through here, and we will be scavenging out into the atmosphere. Okay, and for doing the load test, over there we can see the hydraulic dynamometer. Using that levers, we can through this particular mechanism, we can this is a hydraulic mechanism. We can give different loads to the engine and see different according to the different loads how the engine is performing. So we can see that it's a huge structure, 75-year-old engine, one of the beginnings of engine revolution. So this is all about the basic idea of Marshall engine. The load test we will be explaining in the next video. Thank you.